cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's time again, you cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's the #1 podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a corporate standpoint. Real, wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. It's time again.
What up, y'all? You tuned in to the 52 Scott Podcast. Welcome to this edition of Black Friday. I'm your host, Slash, and with me I got Comedian 96, K Money, and Freddie G. Together, we the Mind of Men. Don't forget to like and subscribe, plus follow us on Twitter, 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. All right, y'all, welcome back to another Black Friday episode. Got a good, interesting show for you today. It's black culture then and now. Basically, what I want to talk about is several different things and the way things were, years ago as to what they are now. And I mean, even in when we were kids type of thing, First thing I want to talk about is the respect level then versus now. Mm-hmm. As a child, our respect level was extremely high for our parents and elders, period. You didn't even have to be our parent.
Right.
But with any elder, we knew you respect this person, you respect this elder. We knew that. It was no question about it.
Yep.
That's the way it was then versus now.
Right. I agree.
Teenagers don't have respect for none of their elders.
I'm going to blame that on, there's no more, and it might be a little funny, but there's no more Claire Huxtables and Medeas of the world. When the last Medea you seen?
I get what you're saying.
They with they hanging with their cousins and or taking pictures on Instagrams of their butts together, dancing on Instagrams with their children instead of raising them. The upbringing is totally different now.
Right.
The older you get, it's 50 is the new 30 now. It's not sit your ass down and let me teach my children something. So I gotta blame it on the modernization era.
Portions of it.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Well, I think it started changing when we were, right shortly after we got out of school, when corporal punishment went away. It became a time when people were scared to discipline their kids in a physical manner. Not saying that's what was needed.
Right.
But I think that's what's missing now, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Spoil the child, there it is, yeah. I think corporal punishment has a lot to do with it too. Taking prayer out and corporal punishment out, that's when everything went left to me.
Right.
But again, it's the era that we are in. It's not the same. There are no more Medeas that I know of. I don't have any more in my family. I mean, we have a few elderly respected aunts, but after that, that's it.
Yeah.
You had mentioned Claire Huxtable, and not taking anything away from Claire Huxtable, but I don't recall any Claire Huxtables back in my day, but Medeas or Big Mamas.
Big Mamas, yeah.
There was plenty of those.
That's what's missing.
Yeah.
That's what was missing. They was more or less likely to hold a family together type of people. They
right.
was,
exactly.
They was the main ingredient to the family. Like, if you couldn't, you was gonna go to your grandmother or your aunt, and you was gonna learn something.
Exactly. Yep.
And she was gonna discipline you accordingly.
And you always want to go to grandma's house.
Yeah. So and also, I think that was because we had different morals. At that time, we was taught different things. We was taught to respect, like I say, our elders.
Right.
That's something we was taught to do. So morals definitely is one of the things that's different now, because now everybody is less considerate of others. So they don't have morals about nothing, and sometimes no remorse even.
Do you think their respect expires? And I'm asking, like, we respected our parents and elders as children, but even as grown-ups, they still deserve that same level of respect.
That's right.
So that's why I'm asking, do you think that level of respect ever expires?
No, I don't.
Because I've witnessed where, once this generation mainly, like I said, once they become 18, they start to smell themselves and think that they're grown. Mm-hmm. And I always say that they feel that they're on the same level of playing field that we're on when, there's really no comparison.
Right.
So I don't think that it ever expires, but I do believe that it starts with our generation. Mm-hmm. I think because the kids today are our kids. Mm-hmm. Right. The youth today, they're our kids. Right. And so it starts with our generation. So when we look at we're comparing generations, we're comparing black culture then and now. When we were coming up, we were a certain way. Mm-hmm. But if we're honest with ourselves, we did do some mischievous things. We did do some things that the kids are doing today. The difference is that Big Mama, Grandmama, Mama, we had a level of respect. Mm-hmm. So we threw rocks and hid hands.
Right.
Where kids today, they'll throw rocks and you can see their hand. They'll leave their hand out there. Right. And we acted with a level of respect. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Right?
Yes.
Right. We acted that way because of how we were taught.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
And the village to where, they say it takes a village to raise a child, meaning that our neighbor across the street, we knew eyes were on us. So when we cut up and act bad, our neighbor would tell on us when our mama and grandmama's never ain't around, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, kids today, it's a different level. It's a different level because of social media. But for the most part, they're doing the exact same thing that we did. We snuck, when we were younger, we snuck to listen to old curse records, Richard Pryor and all of them, right? Mm-hmm. We know we weren't supposed to listen to it, but we were listening to it, right? Right? So some of these kids, the music today and stuff, especially when they're super duper young, they're probably sneaking to listen to it, or they're listening to their parents, which is us, who are listening to it. Yeah. So a lot of that stuff has to do with actually us. Yeah. Actually allowing certain things. Mm-hmm. And when we allow certain things, what do you expect these kids to be? Yeah. We're allowing them to be a certain way.
That's right.
Well, not necessarily allowing, because when they are being disciplined, whether it be scolding verbally or physically, it's the clapback that's different from our generation.
Meaning the clapback.
The way they respond.
Clapback to us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me say this. First of all, I'm in agreement with you. I do understand the clapback part of it, right? But you got to think, the kid that clap back in such a way, they'll be like, wait a minute, hold up. Somewhere down the line, they're not afraid. And they feel like they can clap back to you or to the parent in that way. Now, it could be something that transpired to where it made them feel like that they can clap back that way. It may not have come from you, but it could have come from assistance with the other party.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, let's say that we're speaking, what age group are we talking about right here? Because
I'm going to say anywhere between the ages of 15 and 21.
Okay, and see, I'm going to say from at 18 again, I feel that's when the clapback, in my opinion, becomes more disrespectful, because they're putting themselves on that same level of playing field, or thinking that they're on that same level of playing field, which again, if we're making it, if we're somewhere down the line, they were made to feel that was okay.
But you got to ask yourself, if they're making them to feel that that is okay, you got to ask yourself, why do they feel like they can come at me that way? It's something that you're giving off. That makes them think that they can come at you that way. Let's say you ran into Mike Tyson. You and Mike Tyson, he a little bit older, but y'all in the same, age
Right.
group or whatever. You ran into Mike Tyson. Well, Mike Tyson tells you, hey, man, I don't like you. I want to kick your ass.
All right.
Now, okay, I really can't fuck with Mike. I ain't got my pistol. I ain't got no knife. I ain't got nothing. I really can't fuck with Mike. You not fit to say nothing to egg on Mike Tyson. I know I'm not.
Right.
So there's a healthy amount of, okay, I don't want no smoke from this dude. So there's something with the children that makes them feel like they can speak to you that way,
Yes.
or speak to us that way.
Yes.
So could that something be another parent allowing it? It could be, yeah.
Go ahead,
Now,
Slash.
that just brings me to my next thing on the list, which is parenting.
Yes.
So this is the repercussions of our parenting.
Yeah,
Per
I agree
se.
with that.
I
agree.
Because
Right.
that fear,
Yeah.
that trick emotion that's installed there by your
Yeah.
parents to stop you from doing things that make you feel good. We hang it with our daughters and sons, and there's no fear because you didn't put them on the level as friend. So there's no fear in friend. When you have that mother, daughter, or son, father, when it's that relationship,
Yeah.
You know what? I partially disagree just a tad bit. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
You can actually be a parent to your child, and you can actually befriend your child. And if you've instilled the
Right.
parent, if you've instilled it properly, your child would be able to approach you as a friend, but your child can also approach you and give you that same level of respect that this is my parent. I know that I can't be a certain way out of respect.
That's right.
Yeah.
Out of respect.
I get, and then now I'll partially agree with you too. Also, kind of a little bit, kind of partially, right? So, the reason why I say friend because I don't want my daughter. I have two daughters. I don't want neither one ever to get comfortable enough to think they can twerk in front of me or even though it's at a party. We at a party, I don't give a damn.
No, that's the respect that they have for you as a parent.
Right.
But you can be two things. Like right now, you are a father, but you're also a son. And if your daughter have a kid, you'll be a grandfather. You're three things in one.
Right.
So you can be a friend, but you also could be a father when it comes to your child. Now, your child will respect you if the right morals and values been instilled in them, in my opinion. Your child will respect you enough not to be twerking in front of you. But your child can also be your friend to come to you to ask you certain things on a level that they know that, okay, let me go to my dad as a friend. Hey, Dad, do you think blah, 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 blah?
You know what? I heard that whole sentence, but I had got emotional when you had said I could be a granddad because I'm already am right now. So I done lost everything because I got to my age. You hit home. You hit home. I'm sorry. I got my... Go ahead, Slash.
So yeah, the parenting part definitely plays a really big role in how some of these youngsters are now, as opposed to then. I also want to talk about economic values then and now.
Ooh.
Major factor of the black community, I think.
Well, I would say this financially. I would tell everybody kind of watch we're slowly slipping into a economic, and we're going to end up back there down like it was before. But the way it is now, the way the economy is now, we're going to end up slipping back into that again if we don't watch it. So watch your cash, watch your investments, everybody. But to answer your question, back then, it was more of the men working than men and women together. Versus now, you have the man and the woman working and bringing in the money. And in some cases, the woman could be making more. So financially, I think families are better off than they. Man, that's a hard one because stuff wasn't as expensive, and people.
No, it wasn't.
Was making real money.
Yeah,
You know,
it wasn't. But
so
but people had their mind set on buying certain things then, as opposed to now. Now people spend their money on anything. Whatever you got for sale.
Yes.
Here's somebody come. They're gonna buy it.
I want to go on a trip to Dubai. I want to go. They didn't do all that back in the day.
It's like
let's go. Yeah, let's go to Miami. Let's go here. Let's go there.
It's like people's been trained to just spend their money on something.
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at the opportunities that we have now versus then. This is why people are able to do these things.
Right. Because of the opportunities.
Yeah,
I get that.
They have a lot more opportunities to make a lot more money now versus then.
Versus then.
Exactly.
Which is good.
It's good, but it's also a curse because we don't spend our money right.
Right.
We don't spend our money.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the one strike,
Yeah. So it's like a balance on the economic portion. It's like a balance because stuff is high now.
Right.
So it's matching the man and the woman working to where back then everything was low. I think minimum wage is $3.35 an hour, and one person in a household rent was very cheap, dirt cheap, and you was making pretty good money even if so. I don't know. That's a hard one. That's one you have to pull some numbers up and see.
Well, a lot of things were cheaper back then, like gas.
And that too. That's what I'm saying. Gas was 89
cents
cents a gallon.
Oh, maybe even cheaper than that, man, if you go far enough.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sure.
Give me $5 deal, man, fill
Yeah.
me up. You know what I'm saying? $5, man, woof.
Yeah.
$20 will last a year.
Yeah.
Let me stop.
Yep. So, one of the things that I personally think would help, maybe on a small level in the black community, with economic values would be farming. How many people do you know grow their own fruits and vegetables?
Food, yeah. We
stuff.
growing stuff, but it ain't fruits and vegetables.
That's stuff that we should be looking into to help our economy, and spending.
It helps the economy too.
I mean, you gotta look. We in Texas though. This heat.
Yeah.
Trying to
It's hard to
farm and
grow.
Yeah.
Grow something that if you want to.
You rolling the dice on that one.
That dirt be
in a
like,
sense.
what you
in
trying
this
to dig
type of
up?
heat.
Yeah.
But people have certain little things that can deal with the heat, or they have a certain shaded area in their yard where they growing certain stuff.
But you gotta take really. I mean, that's time. It's gonna take time.
Yeah, it
If
takes
you are-
time.
And if you're already in the city, if you think about it, who's gonna have time to garden and have a daily life?
Man,
that's just gonna be.
Believe it or not, I've
seen it though. I have.
seen
I
it,
have. Some people are committed. Yeah, I've seen
I
it.
think it would help the economy for the individual. Saving money on groceries, shopping.
Well,
I
think that like back then, the culture back then, we supported one another more.
Oh yeah.
So if you were able to farm, if you were farming, how much support would you get from our community?
Yeah.
How much support would you get?
That would make sense.
And then you got to look at it from educational standpoint as well. Back then we didn't have very much education. Today we're more educated today, which allows us to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
HBCUs.
Well, see, now they making all kind of processed food and stuff, So that's they don't really want you to farm because they're gonna find a way to tax you, because if you're a farmer, you're not supposed to pay no taxes.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't pay taxes on your farming stuff,
I'm gonna go say I'm a farmer, so I ain't gotta pay taxes no more.
You got that land though, the farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, you go farm it out here.
You gotta have the land.
They go tax you.
can I just say I farm on my patio and just say I'm a former patio farmer?
Nah, that ain't gonna work there, man.
That's a
Nah,
PTS
that's-
farm patio farmer.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Nope.
All right, so black facts you can't take back. This one I want to tell y'all about Madam C.J. Walker, born December 23rd, 1867. She died on May 25th, 1919. Now, she was an entrepreneur social activist, philanthropist, and she was the first black woman to become a millionaire from creating hair products.
Oh,
So
she was a millionaire back in
the first black woman to
What?
become a millionaire. First black woman.
But if I tell women buy hair, that hair, it take you everywhere.
Yeah, her product was Madam Walker's Wonderful Hair Growth. So she paved the way for all the women that's doing it in the industry now. And if you notice, there's a lot of them doing it now. So
Yeah.
she did pave the way for
That
that.
hair growth grease that smell like candy. That's the one you talking about. Cause I ate. I mean,
You ate some of the hair stuff.
it was an accident.
We'll catch y'all next week. So that's going to do it for this episode of Black Friday. Hit that like button and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast. On Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. Check us out on Monday for Music Mondays. See y'all then.
Discussion when we